Okay, so I kind of want to give my thoughts on Kitsune. I want to talk about how I feel about it. So, this was a contest winner fruit, in case people aren't aware. Yeah, this is from the contest winners as well as Sound is. So, how do I feel about Kitsune? I'm actually pretty hyped for Kitsune. Of course, we have Shafi, working on the visuals. So, in the visual department, it's going to be very, very good. We know it's going to be great. I'm mainly excited for this because this fruit is going to have gimmicks. I like fruits that have gimmicks. Kind of like Control. The gimmick of Control is the whole, the room. I like gimmicks in fruits. So a fruit already gets points from me if it's trying to introduce gimmicks. It's more unique than the straightforward approach of just giving a fruit with 5 moves and that's it. I want to talk about the model for Kitsune. I want to talk about the model. The model is very good. I have no complaints about the model. It looks great. Like they killed it with the models. So I'm assuming you can only transform when you get a certain amount of tails. That's my guess because this form, well, it has all of them. It has all the tails. And it has a saddle on its back. I'm hoping you can actually ride Kitsune. That would be sick. It would just be another extra gimmick to really push this fruit to the next level in terms of what it's offering. Because right now, this is looking great. And this right here, there's 3 tails, which we saw here. I don't think the limit is 3 because the bar is still kind of filled. I feel like each time you fully fill the bar, you get another tail. I think that's how that works. I don't exactly understand how it fully works, but it's a very cool gimmick, and it's kind of like Shadow. Because Shadow gives you like an aura that appears on your character passively. This kind of looks like the same thing as Shadow, where you passively have this stuff around you. We have these little flames. Is it 1 flame for each tail? It might be. And one thing that's interesting to me is they say that Kitsune is the fruit that has received the most effort just since the game's release ever. We're talking more than the Awakening for Dough. We're talking Control, which the creator of that had to do like some crazy mathematical stuff to even make the levitation work. That's pretty serious. That's like really serious. Like a fruit with this much effort put into it, the most effort, and it has gimmicks behind it. This could be shaping up to be the fruit that I want to use the most because it's just tons of effort plus just gimmicks and a bunch of extra stuff to come with it. That's the recipe for a pretty good fruit. This is where we get to the next part. I don't know if people are expecting this or not, but it's more than leopard. How could it possibly be more than leopard? And thing is, the way the fruits are ordered, they ordered from cheapest to most expensive. So leopard, of course, second most expensive fruit in the game now. If I were to guess how much Kitsune cost, I don't think it's going to be a huge jump from leopard. I don't think they're just going to throw it at like 7 million or 8 million or 9 million. I think leopard costs 5 million right now. I think they're going to put it at 6 million. Probably 1 million more than leopard or 500k more than leopard. It's going to be one of those two. My game gave us, of course, showing it a little bit in action. I don't think this is a part of the fruit, and the reason I'm going to say why is, well, it's not in this image. If it was in this image, maybe we could say that it's part of the fruit, but I don't think it is. This is not part of the fruit. I think this is probably going to be part of a separate puzzle. And you might need Kitsune to complete this puzzle. So this is going to be a pretty hard weapon to get because, Kitsune is going to be the most expensive fruit in the game. It's going to be in very high demand, and it's going to have the lowest chance of spawning in the game and appearing in the shop and, rolling from dealer. So you have to have Kitsune most likely to even do this puzzle. So this means a very few selective amount of people will be able to get this done unless you buy it permanently, like I'm going to, because I'm not gonna wait on chance to get a Kitsune fruit. Obviously not. This fruit, on top of being the most expensive, having the most effort put into it, having all these gimmicks put into it, is also going to come with a puzzle that might be exclusive to you having the fruit. So I can say for certain that there is a ton of effort that went into this, and I'm pretty excited for this because I think 3 tails might be the maximum you can have because they haven't shown more than this. Like, they have not shown more than 3 tails. and they've shown like 2 sneak peeks with the same amount. So it's probably 3 tails at max in base form. Now here's the next question. Is this a gun? Is this a sword, or is this an accessory? That's the big question. I don't think this is a sword. I know there's some people that think this is a sword, but it's just that this weapon doesn't make sense as a sword. It's kind of like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for it to be a sword, because I can't think of someone just grabbing this thing and just swinging it around. I don't think it's a sword at all. I think this is going to be a gun, but not in the traditional sense. It's going to be a gun in kind of the same way Soul Guitar counts as a gun, even though it's a guitar, right? You know, Soul Guitar, it's a gun. It shoots projectiles. It's not a, it doesn't look like a gun, but it acts like one. I think it's going to be the same situation for this thing here. I think this lamp on his back is going to kind of act like Soul Guitar, kind of like a staff that conjures flames. I'm assuming that clicking it is going to send, of course, a wave of blue fire. Also, it wouldn't make sense for us to get another sword yet again. If guess how many swords we have in the game, right? So check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. We have 38 swords in the game. That's more than we have fruits. If we go here and look at the gun section, you're going to see how much we're lacking in guns, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Only 13 guns. We have like the huge number discrepancy is crazy. It doesn't make sense for this to be a sword, because it's just the guns are one of the most lacking forms of combat in the game. Yes, there are very good guns, but they're few and far between, right? Let's take a look at all of this and see which ones are actually viable, right? Slingshot, not viable. Flintlock, not really viable. Unless, I don't know, you want to count disabling shot, which is basically Soul Cane. Which is basically Soul Cane's, I think, what? Z move, basically. But it's still a worse version of even that because it's weaker. And then we have musket, useless. Cannon, useless. Refined musket, it's the same thing as this, but it's still pales in comparison to Soul Cane. Refined musket literally does nothing. Then we have the refined slingshot. It's just this, but better. It's not that much better. Bazooka is just a reskin and a better version of cannon. There's not a single good weapon. There's not a single good gun. If we look over at the swords, you'll see like the huge difference. Check this out. You see how many better first C weapons there are here? Look at this. For the guns, there's not a single viable thing on this list. First C, look at this. Soul Cane, pretty viable. Bicentennial, it's a decent weapon, and it's a lot better after the rework now. Saber, decent weapon that takes skill. Shark Saw, I don't know if it's good, but it looks way better after the rework. Then we have Dragon Trident, second C, pretty damn good. Gravity Cane has been reworked to be useful, is better now. Coco, pretty decent sword. Midnight Blade, good sword. Pull, second form, good sword. Rengoku, good. Sadi, good. Chisui, good. Wando, good. We got True Triple Katana, decent sword to use. Look at this. Twin Hooks, can be good if used with skill. Buddy Sword, decent, pretty good. Camender, good. Dark Dagger, good. Shark Anchor, good. Spiky Trident, good. This, good. This, good, good, good. So many good weapons, even down to first C. And of course, can't forget about Dark Blade. Great. Nothing viable here, second C. Bizarre Rifle is good, but no one cares about it. Obsidian, good, but it's been nerfed, so no one really cares about it that much. Kabucha is still pretty meta in the gun scene, but that's because there's really nothing much else competing with it besides Soul Guitar and Serpent Bow. The only 3 weapons you're ever going to see in PvP in terms of guns going to be Kabucha, Soul Guitar, Serpent Bow, and in last place, you might just see Obsidian Rifle. I don't know if it's above Serpent Bow in terms of how popular it is. If you go to the swords, you're going to see people using Soul Cane. You're going to see people using the Saber. You're going to see people using Dragon Titan, Coco. like half of the stuff on this list and half of the stuff on this list. It's just that with that overwhelming amount of evidence, there is absolutely no way that this is going to be a sword. And if they do make it a sword, that's going to be a huge missed opportunity to add another gun to the game. We already got a sword with the shark anchor that has completely satisfied people in the sword scene. It's time for the guns to get some work done on them. That's pretty much my entire take on it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.